Hello friends, myself Rajvinay Kakade from Standard 10th of Vidya Pratishta's New Bal Vikas Mandir, Pimpri Baramati. We eat various types of food every day. We eat vegetables, fruits, cereals, pulses to gain energy. But doesn't that make you think that what actually happens to the food we eat? How this food is processed and utilized by our cells to release energy? Our body has a special system for this process called as the human digestive system. Now, let us understand what is human digestive system and the processes involved in it. First of all, let's understand what is digestion. Digestion is the process of digesting food. This is a process in which large insoluble substances are broken down into simple substances and absorbed by the cells and utilized to release energy. Human digestive system consists of various organs: buccal cavity, esophagus or food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum and anus. Also, it contains some glands: gastric glands, liver, pancreas and salivary glands. So now, let us understand the process of digestion. Food passes through a tract. This is called as the alimentary canal or the digestive tract. First of all, as the food enters our body, naturally it is to be crushed, and this is achieved by our teeth. Our teeth crush the food into small particles and grind and chew it. The inner lining of the alimentary canal is soft, so smooth passage of food is very important, and this is done by the salivary glands. Salivary glands secrete a fluid called as saliva. Saliva make the food wet and slimy so that it can be easily swallowed. Saliva also contains an enzyme called as the salivary amylase. Now, here a question arises that what are enzymes? Enzymes are biological catalysts which increase the metabolism during the process of digestion. Salivary amylase converts the starch in the food into simple sugar. After this, the tongue pushes the slightly digested food called as the bolus into a short muscular tube called as pharynx. Then the food goes into a long tube called as the esophagus or the food pipe. As the food reaches the food pipe, it expands and contracts in order to push the food forward. This is called as peristalsis. Now the food enters the stomach. Stomach is a large J-shaped organ which expands when food enters it. The inner lining of the stomach contains gastric glands which secrete digestive juices containing HCl, mucus and pepsin. Along with the food we eat, harmful bacteria enter our body. HCl kills these harmful bacteria and also makes the medium acidic for the action of pepsin. Mucus protects the inner lining of the stomach from the corrosive action of HCl, and pepsin is an enzyme which digests proteins. Consequently, the food gets converted into a partially semi-solid food called as the chyme. The chyme now leaves the stomach and enters the small intestine. Small intestine is the longest part of the digestive system, arranged in a form of a coil. It receives secretion from two glands, liver and pancreas. This is the site of complete digestion of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Now let us look at these functions. Liver. Liver secretes bile juice. This bile juice is stored in a sac called as the gallbladder. Bile juice has two functions. First of all, bile juice makes the medium alkaline so that pancreatic juices can act on them. It converts large fat globules into smaller globules so that pancreatic juices can easily act on them. Now, pancreas. Pancreas secrete pancreatic juices containing three enzymes: amylase, trypsin and lipase. Amylase converts carbohydrates into glucose. Trypsin converts proteins into amino acids and lipase converts fats into fatty acids and glycerol. Digestive food is now taken up by the walls of the small intestine. The inner lining of the small intestine has numerous finger-like projections called as the villi. They are richly supplied with blood vessels and take the absorbed digested food to each and every cell in the body, where they are utilized to produce energy. The unabsorbed food is now taken up to the large intestine, where the walls of large intestine absorb water and the rest of the material is removed from the body with the help of NS. And here the whole digestive system process comes to an end. At the end of the session, I would like to thank our principal ma'am, Mrs. K. Barakar, and our subject teacher, Mrs. Dipali Patak, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.